What the fuck is up, everybody? I'm Joseph Garza, and this is A Little Stupid, Very Confused.
As if, how about that? How about that? I walk into the landscape, I won't come back. How about that? How about that? I walk into a way.
You gotta know the right place to trip. A lot of people, their first time doing mushrooms or LSD, the person that sells it to them or their friends are doing it with, they don't all know, or they don't inform this person that you got to be careful about like where you're taking it. You should be around the right people. You should be in the right setting, stuff like that. And I've made the mistake myself a lot in the beginning. Even after I learned, I still did it a few times. But taking LSD or acid in the wrong spot can really put you in a bad mind state pretty fast. I was probably 17 years old, and this is my first time getting real acid. Before that, I was getting a lot of the 2CI and like research chemicals and shit. And I'm with my buddy. We're at a park and we're tripping really hard. We probably should have took one hit. We each took two. We're completely fucking spun out. And we are about to roll up a joint in this little gazebo thing. If you see at some parks, they'll have like a covered area where they'll have events and birthday parties, shit like that. So I'm walking over to it because we're gonna go and roll up down there, and I see this vehicle pulling up, and I was just looking at it because it was really late. I'm like, why the fuck is a car pulling up to the park this late? And then I looked a little closer, and I could tell it was a Suburban. And I was like, oh shit, that's the fucking cops. So I quickly start kind of walking back towards the trail we came, because like the park is a part of a big ass trail where there's multiple parks on it. And my buddy lives on the other side in a trailer park. So I start walking away, and probably should mention too, my buddy that's with me, he's never done acid before. This is his first time tripping on anything. And I was supposed to be like his trip setter. And I fucked up because I did first. I didn't warn him yet because I was trying to figure out what was actually happening. I thought maybe I was just tripping and it wasn't actually the cops. So once I start walking back a little bit, I did realize it says DeWitt Township Police right there. And he gets out of the car and he puts his flashlight on me and says, "Hey, stop right there." And then I look over at my buddy. I'm like, "Yo, let's fucking go." We start running. I've never ran from the cops before. I've just never really had I guess I've had reasons to run in the past and stuff, but I just never have. But like, I don't know if it was because I was tripping on acid or it was because I knew all the stuff I had in my backpack would put me in prison, probably not at 17, but I had a lot of acid. I probably a strip and a half left of acid in my backpack, a shit ton of weed, alcohol, stuff like that. In my head, I was fucked. So I bolted and I tell my buddy, "Let's fucking go." He runs too with the most terrified look in his face. I felt so bad. He was scared shitless. I guarantee, he's probably been through some shit in his life, but I bet you that's the most scared he's ever been. So we are tripping balls running away. I don't know why I did this, but I kept thinking I heard him behind me, and it was my own footsteps probably. But I threw my backpack with my ID and everything in it. I didn't think about that until I threw it. But I threw it in a bush while I'm running. Maybe because I'm tripping. I don't know why the fuck I do that. Maybe because I could run faster to get it off of me. And then I would turn around and I'd realize he's not there. So I would run back and I'd grab my backpack and I would keep running. The second time I threw it in a bush, I could not fucking find it. I'm like, dude, I can't fucking find it. What the hell? So I literally dove into it, and it was like entering a new world, like Narnia, bro. I'm just see the outside of this bush and I can't see my backpack. So I just like dive into it, and I'm in the plant now, and I'm looking around, and there's my backpack. I grab it. I come out of this fucking plant. We continue running. We have probably like 2 more miles to get back, and we're both pretty out of shape. I gave up once or twice. I said, "Fuck it, dude. They can get me," because I was dying. My chest hurt really bad. My buddy's kind of bigger too. He is not having a good time. But we would catch our breath and we'd keep running. And I can't believe we made it. I just can't believe we made it back to his house. That goes to show how shitty the DeWitt Township Police is, I guess, because they could not fucking catch 2 retards tripping on acid, just running. Dude, it took us 2.5 miles to probably get back. We were all by the streets. Dude, it was like a cartoon when they come by too, because in this wooded area, there's this huge path, the whole sidewalk, but then there's like a little bit of woods, like a few trees, and then it's the main street. So we'd see them pulling up on the main street with their light looking for us, and dude, like literally off a cartoon, we just go behind a fucking tree that's too skinny. We're bigger than the tree itself, and the spotlight would just go past us, and they just kept going. I can hear them talking on their CB radio too and shit, whatever the fuck you call that, saying looking for us basically. I don't remember exactly what they were saying. It was a while ago. But now we kept running, and we made it back to his house, and we just, like, right when we got into his trailer, bust the door down. We both just fucking fall on the floor and just have to catch our breath, hyperventilating. And after about a minute or two, we both just start laughing our ass off because we just cannot believe we got away from the cops on acid. It all happened so fast. It was a lot, man.
Hey everybody, we're going to take a quick break from the show to talk about one of our longtime sponsors, Herman's Herpy Cream. You got someone in your life that you love and you don't want to lose because of some pesky herpes sores? Well, worry no more. With Herman's Herpy Cream and their new line of products for every skin tone, they won't find out till it's too late. Use code LittleStupid at checkout. Now back to the show.
I was at a party and I tried Jedi flipping. And if you don't know what Jedi flipping is, this is how I understand it's done. This is how it was explained to me. Was you take a hit of acid, and once the acid kind of starts kicking in, you eat. I ate, and I think it was an eighth of mushrooms, and then you do, after the mushrooms, and both of those are going pretty good, you do some Molly. So I was really fucked up. Like, I can't really explain that high, man. It's fucking crazy. It's all three of them working together in conjunction. You feel fucking great. You feel really good, but you got to be careful and you got to drink water. And I fucked up, and I didn't drink any water the whole time because I was so fucked up. It was probably 4 or 5 hours went by. All I've taken is drugs. I'm not eating any food all day. And I was having a conversation with some people in the kitchen, and I started feeling kind of weird. And I've never had this before, where it was like that really like loud inner dialogue of me talking to myself in my head. Never had it with anything else before except for, okay, yeah, it's because I was on drugs. Yep, never mind, that makes sense. Never really thought about that until now. So I have this like inner dialogue in my head where I'm like looking around at everybody while we're having the conversation. I'm totally dissociated, and I'm like, dude, are you about to pass out? Like in my head, I'm saying that. Like, and then I talk back to myself, and I'm like, no, I'm not about to pass out. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. Like, it was like off of a movie where, like, it's supposed to be the eyes opening and like everyone's looking at you. I wake up on the floor and people are all around me. And I got one dude right in front of me shoving his fucking wallet in my mouth because he thinks I'm having a seizure. So I pushing his wallet away from my face, and he keeps trying. I'm like, yo, get the fuck off of me. And everyone's freaked the fuck out. They all thought I died, and I just woke up laughing my ass off because I'm still tripping really hard. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Why am I on the floor? And they all picked me up and somehow ended up getting laid that night. I don't know how that worked out. That chick was fucking garbage. Absolute trash. I don't like conflict. I don't deal with it well. I was at the dog park a couple days ago with these two, and this guy, Blue, if you don't know the behavior of hounds very well, because I mean they're not very common dogs depending on where you live, but they're just dumb, big, gumpy motherfuckers. They just like think they're small and they just like barrel through shit. They're crazy. So he's doing his thing there, being all crazy, and I don't know why he did this, but he walked up to some lady that was sitting in a chair, walked up behind her, and he pissed on the back of the chair and on her back. And she obviously gets angry and gets up and is like, what the fuck? Whose fucking dog is this? What the hell? And I was so embarrassed about it, and I didn't want to deal with it, where I acted like he wasn't my dog for like 10 minutes until that lady left the dog park. Like, I joined in with her and stuff when she said that. I'm like, wow, what the fuck? That dog pissed right on your back, that little fucker. What the hell? And when, like, after a little bit of time, I thought maybe, because she was still trying to figure out whose dog it was, and she was like wiping the piss off of her in her chair. So I was trying to keep the trail off of me, and I had this dog come up to me that I didn't know, and I gave it a fake name and everything. Just try to like act like it was my dog. I went, "Hey, Charlie." The dog fucking just doesn't know me, walks right away. I'm like, you go have fun, bud. But nah, she left pretty quick. That wasn't fucking cool though. I don't know why he would do that. You know, I was reading on the internet the other day that in Japan, you have to go through a lot of shit to get a gun there. You have to get I think like a 95% on an accuracy test. You have to go through a lot of mental checks. And here in America, you can get a gun in most states day of. Like here in Michigan, I went and got a pistol day of. I was very surprised I got it that day. But it took me only 30, 45 minutes. I was in and out of the store with a brand new pistol, 9mm. And it made me think, because it's like in America, we have a lot of problems with public shootings. You know, a lot of people talk about how guns shouldn't be so readily available for everybody, because then the wrong person can get it. You know, they can get it and then do what they do, shoot up a school and stuff. But then other people fight it and say, well, the bad guys are already going to get the guns anyways, so why don't we all get guns so then we can fight against the bad guys? But, you know, like, I know people in Japan are just as fucked up as people in America. Maybe not as fucked up as people in America, but, you know, pretty close. There's still those really mentally ill people that want to inflict harm on others or kill other people, you know, just for... I don't know why mentally ill people kill large amounts of people, but you know, people in Japan have those same thoughts. So they have a lot of mass stabbings and shit like that. But I know that this has to have happened. I don't know. I just had this thought the other day. This has to have happened. Some fucked up kid wants to, you know, shoot a school up or whatever, but can't get a gun and doesn't want to use a knife because it's too close range. What if some kid just got like a backpack and bought like 500 ninja stars and just walked up in there with it strapped to his front and just like giving everybody deep paper cuts? I don't think it would really kill anybody unless it hit an artery, but I don't know. That'd be the coolest school shooting to me. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You know, I try to think of ways we can make school shootings cool, and I don't think anybody would actually die from that. It's not really a school shooting. What would you call that? A school star attack? A school star attack. I don't know. I don't want to give anybody an idea, though. If I read on the news soon that someone did that, I will be proud of them and disappointed in myself. So I found this out a few days ago, and I'm not very happy about it. My dad, when I was younger, he would play this game with me, like a lot of parents would play with their kids. He would do that random thing where he'd be like, "Oh, this is the nice hand," and it would be nice, and he would say, "This is the mean hand," and it would attack you and shit. And he had one that he would do called the stink hand that was always last. And me and my little sister were always so amazed by the fact that he can. Okay, sorry, that sound freaked me out. It's my dog breathing. We were always so amazed by the fact that he can make his hand smell like shit, like terrible, out of nowhere. He'd be like, "All right, here's the stink hand," and we'd go up and smell it and go, "Oh my god, it stinks." Finding out years later that he was just putting his hand, he was credit carding his hand through his ass crack and then just putting it up to our face. Not very happy about that as a germaphobe. So maybe they should have thought about that when I had chronic pink eye for 3 years. You know, that could have been a factor in it. But who knows? Who knows? Thank you for joining, and we'll see you soon.
Thank